He begins by saying something that often shocks people. If seniors knew what a simple morning bowl could do for their brain, Alzheimer's numbers would probably look completely different today. Most don't expect such a bold statement, but he says it calmly, like someone who has seen too much evidence to keep quiet. And what nobody imagines is that this recipe doesn't come from any expensive lab, it comes from a humble kitchen. He speaks directly to those who wake up with foggy thoughts, forgotten names, or that quiet fear of, is this normal for my age? And then he breaks the illusion. What you're feeling isn't age, it's inflammation. This single line flips the listener's belief, because deep down, they always suspected doctors weren't telling the whole story. And here, finally, someone is saying what they felt but couldn't express. Then he reveals the forbidden truth. Researchers have been stunned by how certain ancient foods, especially when combined, can slow cognitive decline, restore memory signals, and support brain longevity in ways medication rarely does. Doctors rarely mention this, he whispers, but your brain is still rebuilding itself every day, even after 70. And that's where curiosity takes over. He leans in, lowering his voice as if sharing a secret meant for only one person. There's a specific porridge seniors around the world are using to protect their memory, and what it's doing inside the brain is nothing short of shocking. Just hearing that is enough to make anyone feel they must stay until the end. Because if a recipe this simple can help keep Alzheimer's away, imagine what the rest of the method could do. And before diving deeper, he gently plants a seed of hope. If you've ever felt like your mind is slipping through your fingers, stay with me. This might be the most important video you'll watch this year. It's the kind of introduction that shakes beliefs, opens the heart, and prepares the mind for transformation. Exactly the energy needed for what comes next. How your breakfast shapes your brain's future. He often reminds people that breakfast isn't just a meal, it's the first signal their brain receives each morning. And honestly, that small choice can either support brain longevity or slowly drain it. Most folks don't realize how much neuroprotection starts with the very first bite. But what few people know is that even tiny shifts in the morning can spark healthy aging in ways that feel almost magical. He likes to explain it simply. Your brain is hungry for stability. When someone begins their day with anti-inflammatory nutrition, the mind responds almost instantly. Calmer focus, warmer memory, steadier energy. Imagine starting the morning with oats, berries, and a touch of curcumin synergy instead of sugary pastries. That single swap quietly opens the door to stronger cognitive health over time. He once told a friend dealing with mental fog to try a memory restoration bowl each morning. Warm porridge, sliced walnuts, cinnamon, and turmeric. Within a week, the friend said, "It feels like my brain woke up before I did." That's the silent power of neuroplasticity, the brain reshaping itself when given the right fuel. And there's something deeper coming as we uncover what truly accelerates brain aging. Sometimes he jokes that breakfast is like choosing the direction of the day's brain weather. A nourishing meal can create clarity, while processed foods invite internal storms. Anyone who wants practical action can start with simple swaps: green tea instead of soda, chia seeds instead of sugary cereal. These tiny moves slowly build the foundation for long-term brain longevity, though most people still overlook what's really pushing the brain toward decline. He also shares that breakfast doesn't need to be fancy, just intentional. Even adding flax seeds or blueberries gives the brain natural neuroprotection, helping memory stay sharp as the years pass. And every time he teaches this, someone says, "Why did no doctor ever explain it like that?" That question becomes even more important when we explore the real causes behind brain aging. The real causes behind brain aging. Many people think brain aging is just a matter of birthdays, but he gently explains that it's usually the result of silent inflammation building up over the years. And here's the part almost nobody talks about. The brain reacts to lifestyle long before it reacts to age. Poor sleep, chronic stress, and sugar-heavy meals slowly chip away at memory restoration and cognitive health. It's like watching a house weather down, not from a storm, but from tiny cracks no one noticed. He often uses a simple image. Your brain is a garden, and inflammation is the weed that grows when nobody's paying attention. Artificial foods, late-night worries, and sedentary routines feed those weeds day after day. When inflammation rises, neuroprotection drops, and neuroplasticity struggles to do its job. But what very few people realize is that even at 60, 70, or 80, removing these weeds can spark healthy aging almost immediately. Sometimes he shares the story of an older neighbor who kept forgetting where she placed her keys. It wasn't age, it was a combination of dehydration, processed foods, and constant cortisol spikes. After adding anti-inflammatory nutrition and small morning habits like warm water with lemon, her clarity returned faster than she expected. That's why he says brain longevity starts with awareness, not perfection. And once people see this shift, they naturally want to know what foods can rebuild the brain from the inside out. He loves teaching that the brain isn't fading, it's responding. Responding to chemicals in food, to sleep cycles, and even to emotional environments. Just as a muscle weakens without training, the mind weakens without nourishment. But here's the twist that surprises most people. Certain natural foods don't just protect the brain, they literally help it rebuild pathways of memory. And this is where things get truly exciting. Every time he reveals this hidden truth, people lean in. Because understanding the roots of brain aging makes the next discovery even more powerful. A surprisingly simple porridge that seniors around him started using, which triggered noticeable changes in clarity, mood, and memory restoration. And that discovery opened the door to something remarkable. The discovery of the brain protective porridge. He first heard about the brain protective porridge from a quiet conversation with an elderly man at a local park, an 82-year-old who still remembered everyone's name and told stories with the sharpness of someone in their 40s. When he asked the man his secret, the answer was so simple that it almost sounded like a joke. "I just start my mornings with my special porridge. Keeps my mind warm." But what most people don't know is that this porridge wasn't ordinary at all. The base was humble: whole oats, warm water, and a touch of honey. But the magic lived in the synergy of ingredients he added: turmeric for curcumin synergy, crushed walnuts for neuroprotection, blueberries for memory restoration, and a pinch of black pepper to activate everything. It was a bowl built for cognitive health and healthy aging, crafted naturally long before anyone called it anti-inflammatory nutrition. And the more he studied it, the more he realized why it worked so well. He tested it himself for 30 days, treating the ritual almost like a morning meditation. And day after day, he noticed something subtle. His focus stretched longer, names came to mind faster, and even his mood felt lighter. It wasn't a miracle, it was biology responding to nourishment. That's when he understood that this porridge wasn't just a recipe, it was a practice of brain longevity hidden in plain sight. What made everything even more fascinating was how adaptable it was. Someone who didn't like walnuts could replace them with almonds. Someone who needed more energy could add chia seeds. Someone craving sweetness could mix in mashed banana instead of sugar. Each variation still supported neuroplasticity, still calmed inflammation, still whispered to the brain, "You're safe to rebuild." But the real proof would appear when other people tried it. And almost as if the universe wanted to confirm the discovery, two stories emerged, stories he would never forget. Stories of real people who regained clarity, energy, and memory in ways that surprised their own families. And those stories became the spark for the next part of this journey. Real stories of memory recovery. Vanner was the first to test the porridge beyond curiosity. He was in his late 60s, a kind man who used to laugh about forgetting where he parked the car, until the forgetfulness started affecting his confidence. He felt his cognitive health slipping, like pages of a book going missing. When he tried the porridge, he didn't expect much, but what happened next caught him by surprise. Within 2 weeks, he said he felt a soft awakening, as if memory restoration was finally switching back on. His daughter noticed it before he did. She said he began telling stories he hadn't mentioned in years, with details so precise that it startled the whole family. Vanner explained it in his own humble way. "It's like the fog in my brain finally lifted." That moment gave him hope, the kind that nudges a person to keep going. And as he continued, the blend of neuroprotection and anti-inflammatory nutrition gently rebuilt his clarity. But what truly moved him was realizing he wasn't alone. Then came Mrs. Landra, 79, warm-hearted, and known for making the best herbal teas in her neighborhood. She had been quietly battling small memory lapses, the kind that made her feel older than her age. When she heard about the porridge, she approached it like a skeptic, almost rolling her eyes. But after a month, she called him with a trembling voice, saying, "I remember my sister's birthday without checking the calendar. I haven't done that in years." That single moment rekindled a confidence she thought was gone forever. Her neighbors noticed her energy first. She walked faster, smiled more, and even started teaching others how to make her own version of the brain protective porridge. With a spoonful of turmeric, a handful of berries, and a lot of curiosity, she rebuilt a sense of autonomy that aging had taken from her. And she often joked, "If I knew it was this easy, I would have started at 50. That humor, that lightness, became its own proof that healthy aging isn't just physical, it's emotional too. These stories spread quietly, reaching people who thought it was too late for their brains to change. But what they didn't know yet is that the secret wasn't just the porridge, it was the synergy of its ingredients. And that synergy held a power few people had ever been taught to harness. And once someone understands how synergy works, everything about brain longevity becomes clearer. The power of ingredient synergy. He always says that the real secret isn't the ingredients themselves, it's how they work together. One nutrient alone can support brain longevity, but when you combine them with intention, they create a synergy the brain instantly recognizes. Curcumin synergy with black pepper, for example, boosts neuroprotection far more than either ingredient could do alone. It's like giving the brain a team instead of a single player. He compares it to an orchestra. Oats provide steady energy, walnuts bring healthy fats, blueberries deliver memory restoration, and turmeric calms hidden inflammation. When all these pieces meet in one bowl, they create a rhythm that supports neuroplasticity and cognitive health in a way no supplement ever fully matched. And what most people don't know is that this kind of synergy happens inside the brain in real time. It's not theory, it's biology in motion. For those who like simple actions, he often suggests prepping small synergy jars for the week. Just mix ground cinnamon, turmeric, black pepper, and crushed seeds in a tiny container. Each morning, add 1 teaspoon to your porridge or yogurt. It's a tiny ritual, but rituals shape healthy aging more than motivation ever could. And people love how effortless it feels, like stacking gentle wins before the day even begins. Sometimes he shares a personal story about the week he skipped the synergy for convenience. He felt the difference, his focus wavered, his energy dipped by mid-afternoon, and his memory wasn't as sharp. That contrast was enough to remind him that the brain thrives on consistency, not perfection. Your brain notices everything you feed it, he likes to say, especially when you feed it with intention. And that simple truth sets the stage for something even more surprising. Because once people understand the power of synergy, they naturally want proof, real scientific evidence that these foods can genuinely change the brain. And fortunately, that evidence exists, far stronger and far more inspiring than most expect. Clinical evidence and scientific results. He often tells people that science isn't the enemy of natural wisdom. The two simply speak different languages. And when researchers started studying anti-inflammatory nutrition, they found something remarkable. The very ingredients used in the porridge actively reduced markers tied to cognitive decline. Curcumin synergy showed measurable effects on neuroprotection, especially when paired with black pepper. What many don't realize is that these findings weren't small, they were significant enough to catch global attention. Clinical trials revealed that oats stabilize glucose levels in the brain, helping memory restoration stay strong throughout the day. Blueberries were shown to improve cognitive health in older adults within weeks, not years. And walnuts. Some studies link them to better performance in memory tests among seniors. He loves sharing this because people finally understand that healthy aging isn't guesswork, it's supported by decades of research hidden behind simple foods. He once brought printed studies to a community center just to show an elderly group that their morning habits truly mattered. The room went silent when they learned that neuroplasticity continues to function well past the age of 70, especially when fueled by anti-inflammatory nutrition. "So you mean my brain is still learning?" one man asked, almost emotional. And he nodded, explaining that the brain is constantly rebuilding itself when given the chance. Another piece of evidence he highlights comes from brain imaging studies. People who adopt anti-inflammatory diets often show better connection between memory-related regions of the brain. He explains it like this: imagine your brain's communication lines getting cleared of debris. That imagery helps them see how brain longevity isn't mystical, it's structural. And the moment they understand, hope naturally replaces fear. Every time he shares these results, people lean in with newfound curiosity. But then comes the question that opens the next door. If the science is that strong, does it mean the brain can still rebuild even after 70 or 80? And the answer, surprisingly, is more powerful than most people have ever been told. Neuroplasticity after 70 and 80, your brain can still rebuild. He loves reminding people of something they were never taught. Neuroplasticity doesn't retire. Even at 70, 80, or 90, the brain is still building new pathways, still repairing, still learning, quietly, patiently, waiting for the right signals. And what surprises most seniors is that the signals are simple: anti-inflammatory nutrition, gentle movement, curiosity, and consistent morning habits. This is why so many feel a spark of hope the moment they hear this truth. He often shares the story of a woman who learned her first foreign language at 76 just to wake up her brain a little. She didn't become fluent, but something far more important happened. Her memory strengthened, her mood lifted, and her doctor said her cognitive health looked younger than before. That's the power of brain longevity, not perfection but progress. And when combined with nourishing foods like the porridge, the effect multiplies. When seniors ask him what they can do daily, he gives simple examples: learn one new word each morning, walk 5 extra minutes, or challenge the brain with a small puzzle while eating their synergy porridge. These micro-actions quietly stimulate neuroprotection and memory restoration. He always says, your brain loves small challenges, give it one gift a day. And hearing that makes people realize aging isn't a straight decline, but a staircase they can still climb. To make it even more relatable, he explains that the brain behaves like a muscle. When you stop using it, it weakens. When you feed it and challenge it, it grows stronger. Neuroplasticity responds beautifully to routines. Reading short articles, listening to new music, or even rearranging old furniture can activate new neural pathways. And when these habits are paired with ingredients that calm inflammation, the brain can rebuild faster than most imagine. This message fills seniors with a sense of possibility, a sense that life hasn't slipped away, but is actually opening again. And with this renewed hope comes a practical question they always ask: what small adaptations can I make to keep this simple, even on busy or tired days? That question gently leads into the next stage of this journey: smart substitutions and practical adaptations. He knows that the biggest challenge for most people isn't understanding what helps the brain, it's keeping those habits alive on days when energy is low or life feels rushed. That's why he teaches smart substitutions, simple swaps that keep brain longevity on track without stress. Even if someone runs out of oats, they can use quinoa flakes. If they're out of blueberries, frozen berries work just as well. Neuroprotection thrives on consistency, not perfection. He often reminds seniors that the brain doesn't judge their choices, it simply responds to the signals it receives. If walnuts are too expensive, pumpkin seeds bring similar healthy fats. If turmeric isn't a favorite, ginger can offer anti-inflammatory nutrition that supports memory restoration. Make it doable, he says, so your mind keeps rebuilding even on imperfect days. And that takes the pressure off immediately. For those who travel or wake up late, he suggests preparing brain packs, tiny bags with cinnamon seeds, turmeric, and pepper. They can sprinkle it over yogurt, fruit, or even a slice of toast. This keeps cognitive health supported anywhere, anytime. And the best part? These little adaptations help preserve neuroplasticity even when routines fall apart. It's about building a lifestyle, not a strict diet. He once shared that on the mornings he felt too tired to cook, he would blend a quick shake: banana, oats, turmeric, black pepper, and water. It tasted simple, but it kept his mind sharp for hours. And when seniors hear this, they relax, realizing they don't need gourmet meals to support healthy aging. They just need alternatives ready in their mental toolbox. Every adaptation he teaches helps people stay consistent without feeling overwhelmed. And once someone understands how easy these substitutions can be, they naturally want to go deeper, to see the bigger structure behind brain longevity itself. That's when he introduces the 4 pillars that hold everything together. The 4 pillars of brain longevity. He explains that true brain longevity isn't built on one habit, it stands on 4 powerful pillars that work together like the foundation of a strong home. The first pillar is anti-inflammatory nutrition, which quiets the internal noise that slowly drains memory and clarity. This includes everything from the brain protective porridge to simple spices like turmeric and cinnamon. When seniors embrace this pillar, neuroprotection becomes a natural part of daily life. The second pillar is movement, but not the kind that feels overwhelming. He suggests gentle walks, slow stretching, or even dancing to an old favorite song. These tiny actions increase blood flow and spark neuroplasticity, helping cognitive health stay vibrant. Move the body, wake the brain, he says. And people love how easy it feels. A few minutes a day can shift an entire decade of aging. The third pillar is mental stimulation. Not complicated puzzles or academic lectures, just small sparks of curiosity. Reading a page of a book, learning a new recipe, or even calling someone to hear a story from the past helps stimulate memory restoration. He often says, your brain grows every time you feed it something new. Seniors are surprised to learn that new experiences, even tiny ones, rebuild neural pathways faster than they imagine. The fourth pillar is emotional balance, something most people underestimate. Chronic stress and loneliness weaken the brain faster than many physical habits. He encourages simple practices like deep breathing, gratitude lists, or reconnecting with old friends. These small rituals create internal calm, making it easier for healthy aging to flourish. And when emotional peace meets anti-inflammatory nutrition, the brain strengthens like a tree finally receiving sunlight and water at the same time. Every time he shares these four pillars, people feel empowered, as if they finally understand the blueprint for keeping their mind sharp for decades. And what happens next is powerful. They begin asking how to apply everything they learn from these topics to their own routine. That curiosity becomes the perfect bridge to the next etapa do processo. And here's something he always says with total honesty. This is the part where most people stop. They love the idea, feel inspired, maybe even take a few notes, but they never organize their habits, their meals, their sleep, or the anti-inflammatory steps that truly support brain longevity. And that's exactly why he created 2 complete guides, simple, beautiful, and unbelievably inexpensive, to help seniors finally follow a clear path. He explains that inside the Total Longevity package, there's everything someone needs to rebuild their health from the inside out. Brain-strengthening routines, memory-focused nutrition, anti-aging recipes, weekly planners, checklists, all laid out step by step. He designed it like a mentor sitting beside the reader, showing exactly what to do each morning, afternoon, and night. It's surprisingly affordable, almost symbolic, because the goal was never profit, it was clarity and transformation. Then he softly introduces the second tool, the Longevity Bundle, Healthy Habits for a Long Life. This one is perfect for people who want simple, practical structure. A checklist to stay consistent, a habit tracker, a weekly planner, and a guide on the top natural supplements for healthy aging. He uses it himself whenever he feels his routine slipping, and it pulls him right back on track. These tools kept me steady during weeks when my own mind felt tired, he says. What he wants people to understand is that these guides aren't extras, they're continuity. They're the bridge between knowing what helps and actually doing it every day. They've helped countless seniors go from forgetful, tired mornings to sharp, energized days. They guide people from confusion to confidence. And the best part, anyone can access them because they're extremely cheap. Intentionally so, almost like he's handing them a map rather than selling a product. And he closes gently with the tone of someone offering a hand, not making a pitch. If you want to deepen this journey with me, the links are right below. Just explore them whenever your heart says it's time. He ends by reminding the listener that none of this is theory. It's a living possibility waiting inside their own body. And he speaks softly, almost like someone handing over a key. Your brain isn't slowing down because of age. It's slowing down because no one taught you how to nourish it. That realization alone can shift a lifetime. And he knows that once a person sees even the smallest improvement, clearer mornings, steadier memory, calmer thoughts, they start believing in their ability to change. But he doesn't let the moment pass without a challenge, one that sparks commitment. What's one habit you'll begin tomorrow to protect your mind? He wants seniors to comment, to declare something simple, maybe adding turmeric to breakfast, maybe walking an extra 5 minutes, maybe preparing the synergy jar he taught. Write it below, he says, because when you declare your intention, your brain listens. Then he gently stirs a deeper reflection. Imagine yourself 30 days from now, waking up lighter, remembering more, thinking faster. Wouldn't it feel amazing to see that version of you coming to life? This future self-projection makes people realize that transformation isn't distant, it's waiting for the first step. And the brain, resilient as ever, is ready. As he prepares to end, his voice turns warm. If today's video opened your eyes, don't let this knowledge fade. Hit subscribe, turn on the notifications, and walk this journey with me. I'll be here every week, guiding you toward a stronger mind, a steadier body, and a future you can feel proud of. It feels less like an outro and more like an invitation, the beginning of a new chapter. Because at the end of the day, he wants them to leave with one message burning bright. You can rebuild, and it starts now.
Go check the link in my bio. There is something extra waiting just for you, my friend.